Check out my bad mind. One check it again. Na Johnny Friday again. Lazima to spend soon.
The name itself echoed his reputation. A doer, a perfectionist, and the epitome of excellence. He was the teacher everyone admired, whether it was sports, drama, debating, or public speaking. He stood at the pinnacle. But his greatest love, the crown jewel of his achievements, was chemistry. Year after year, while neighboring schools groaned under the weight of the periodic table, his students thrived, earning accolades that cemented Chapakazi's place as the reigning teacher of the year. His soft-spoken nature and fatherly demeanor earned him respect far beyond the classroom. Students adored him, parents revered him, and even the local community considered him a role model. On any normal day, you'd find him buried in work, as was his custom. On this particular afternoon, he was in his humble office next to the chemistry lab, marking a mountain of books. His red pen moved with surgical precision, slicing through the answers with the ferocity of a lawnmower. Unbeknownst to him, a storm was brewing outside his office walls, one that would leave his otherwise spotless reputation in tatters. It started innocently enough. Kanini, the school's slay queen, support staff, darted out of the kitchen waving her phone, shouting, "Mnataka kuona kitu?" The cooks abandoned their pots, the aroma of burning food rising as they huddled around her. Border riders outside the school gate, usually busy ferrying passengers, clustered together, their laughter ringing loud enough to drown out the hum of passing traffic. Even Soja, the ever-alert gateman, stood transfixed by his phone, oblivious to a visitor's frantic hooting. But the real shock lay in the staff room, where the idle teachers, especially the language ones, who had wrapped up their lessons hours ago, were glued to their screens. One youthful male on teaching practice was the loudest, exclaiming, "Walai hizi videos zitavunja internet." Unaware of the frenzy erupting in the corner of the school, Chapakazi remained focused, his pen slicing through the stock of books. Then, like a storm, the school principal, Mr. Simba, charged out of his office. A no-nonsense man, with the presence of a lion, he stormed towards Chapakazi's office. Without so much as a knock, he flung the door open, his voice a thunderclap. "How could you do this? How could you stoop so low? Where are your morals?" Chapakazi, startled, looked up, red pen frozen mid-air. "What do you mean, sir?" he stammered, his voice barely audible. But before Simba could explain, chaos erupted around the school gate. A mob of furious parents and idle onlookers demanded to be let in, shouting curses and waving their phones. Confused, Chapakazi fumbled for his phone to call a colleague for clarity. And that's when it hit him. Samantha. Earlier, Samantha, a bright but asthmatic student, had come to his office to borrow his phone. She needed to call her mother to bring her inhaler. Focused on his marking, he had handed her the phone without a second thought. Now, sweat pooling on his forehead, he scrambled to find Samantha. She was nowhere in sight. Back in the staff room, his worst fears were confirmed. On TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, on his own accounts, Kristen Chapakay the doll, there she was, Samantha, dancing, twisting and wriggling with moves that could make dowry negotiations awkward, Video after video showcased her gyrating to popular beats, her captions inviting followers to like, share, and subscribe. The views were skyrocketing, comments were pouring in, and so was the warmth, the wrath of her father, who was now on the phone with Mr. Simba threatening lawsuits for exposing his innocent daughter without consent and for unprofessional conduct. As teachers scrambled to trace Samantha, Chapakazi, confused, sat on the staff room floor, devastated. His spotless reputation built over years was crumbling in minutes. Finally, Samantha was found, tucked away in a corner of the school, gleefully basking in her newfound fame. Oblivious to the chaos she had caused, she continued recording videos. It took months for the dust to settle. Chapakazi worked tirelessly to clear his name. His once bright star dimmed but not extinguished. And though the scandal eventually faded, the lesson lingered as a harsh reminder that in the age of social media, even the smallest slip can have the largest consequences. On this day, Chapakazi remains cautious, his phone now guarded like a state secret. And Samantha? Well, she's still a TikTok star in the making.
Umekaribisha with your +3 1 ama 2, unajua vile huku si udu.